Hey, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time watching, my name is Matt, and I'm fixing up this old excavator right here. In the last video, I got the engine kind of torn down. I'm still waiting for parts for that. Don't really have a plan for this video, but I think I'm going to start with pulling the fuel tank out. And the reason I know it needs to come out is the fuel system was completely full of gunk. It was, I don't know, either algae, dirt, rust, water, all of the above. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we'll go from there. I think is that empty? Hopefully. I don't want to drain out like 50 gallons of old diesel. And this is all smashed up from something. Okay, this wasn't even on here. Yeah, she's dry as a bone. So has this been dumping out like gallons of fuel? Nice evening. Oh, come on. A little bit of dirt. Free bee's nest. Ooh. All right. Well. Not sure what that electrical sensor's for. That's got to be the fuel outlet. I haven't seen a fuel pump. Is there one in this thing? I'm like looking at the camera because I can't actually see up here right now, but what do we got here? What is that? What kind of... Oh man, that fuel line looks crusty. I feel like a bolt hole here, but there's no bolt. Like how is this thing like hardly even in there? There's another bolt hole there. That doesn't go to this though. Let me see. Do you see a bolt hole missing right there? Is this thing like hardly in here? Oh yeah. I think we got the classic one bolt holding this thing in. If that. And I think the only thing holding this fuel tank in is this bracket right here. Yeah. Well, it saves me some time at least. I want to say this thing holds like 50 gallons of fuel. And I'm just surprised that only that one fastener was holding this fuel tank, keeping it from falling off. Okay. Yeah, this thing was empty. The diesel doesn't really smell very good. I'm going to point out though that all the stuff, all the gunk that's fallen out of there, all the debris, it does not smell like diesel. So I don't think this thing was leaking. I just think I'm going crazy, and it actually wasn't full. I mean, it was, I don't even know how I got it off the trailer. There's like hardly anything left. Is this? Okay, that's free. I mean, there shouldn't be anything else. I think that's it. It should just come off now. I believe it weighs like 120 pounds. Yeah, all the captive nuts are still here, so maybe they just got excited and in a hurry and they didn't put any of these bolts back in. What's this? What? Is that wood? What? This is wood. Huh. Oh. So everything's got this varnish film on it. Hey, look, it's clean underneath though. Let's see if we can see inside. There you go. Not ideal. Really, really rusty. It's fixable, right? But then you get to this point where, like, do I want to fix this dent? It's pretty bad. I mean, it's folded all the way around there. Assuming this thing actually holds, it like doesn't leak, which it might with all that rust in there, I don't know. I think before I do any work on this though, I'm gonna find out how much I can get a replacement one of these. Because if this thing was not dented, I would just fix it. But if I want to fix this dent, which is a big if, there's a lot of work to get this mostly straight, and even then it's gonna look bad. Okay, well, here's where the fuel tank was. A little dirty. Maybe we'll pull the hydraulic tank next. Just get all this stuff off of here, then we can really, really clean it nice. Hello. Okay, that's loose. Looks like there's some more stuff here. It's this thing. Oh, this is that other throttle cable thing. There we go. Forgot how much this weighs. I think it's like 100 and some pounds. Much more stout than the fuel tank. Oh, still holding on right there. Oh, these two lines, I think this is a return line from the valve body, and then this down here is a return line from the cooler. So, and then we got these four. There we go. Oh man, this thing is... Can't get it off. And it's worn out anyway, so fixed. What in the devil? Why they gotta make this stuff so complicated? It's not sliding off. There we go. A little bit of water came out of there. That's probably okay. Oh, another wire I missed. How do you disconnect that? Worry about that later. There's that wire there. I cut it off there. There was no connector. Well, I guess there's a connector right up on there. That's okay. I need to replace all those connectors anyway, so best not to waste time on them. This stays on. A lot more room for activities in here. So it's gonna be nice to clean all this out, redo all the wiring. I'm thinking I'd consider taking the cab off. Maybe we should do that too, just get everything out of here. I mean, even maybe this valve block, and kind of just start from scratch on the base here. I already know basically all the wiring has to get replaced and the hoses, so maybe it makes sense to do that. All right. What is this? Oh, some old parts I forgot about. I did buy these windows. Never got it back in yet. Ooh, he's got pretty dirty. Is this raising or lowering it? Looks a little loose on the bottom there. Huh. Looks like all the labels are in Japanese, so I think that means this is a gray market machine. Although, like the seat, the radio at least, that's all English. Not quite sure. Just gonna come forward here. Oh yeah. Is that it? Is this fold forward? That would be helpful. Oh yeah. Nice. Get back to that last bolt. Well, it's actually in worse condition than I remember it. A lot of moisture down there. That's not going to be good. Wonder what kind of poops those are. I misread the manual here. I thought you're supposed to remove these, but I believe you're supposed to remove these up here and then just the top part of the seat. The seat has like 3 or 4 parts. What? Soak these down with some penetrating oil. That's better. That probably got it right there. Ow. Probably should have taken that off before. Oh. Oh my gosh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh. Piece of cake. There we go. The next step is to remove this plastic stuff. Looks like some rusted off Phillips. This will probably strip. Oh, I found the bathroom. Good to know. Hopefully there's not a screw down at the bottom of that. Uh-oh, that one's stripped. Oh, oh, that broke the head off. I'll take that. Scared to see what we're going to find under here. Ah, not bad. Oof. Oh, that's a 13 for some reason, not a 12. Not looking like there's not any carcasses in here. This is nice. Was really confused about why I had to remove that cover. And then the next step in the instructions are just removing the junction box connectors for the wiper motor, radio. I thought like this whole thing comes out, but it looks like the seat is actually attached directly to the frame, and then the cab comes off around it, which would make sense because all the pilot controls like run down into here, and there's no, you don't unhook those. So that's going to be a problem because the bottom has to clear like all that seat stuff, which I think the highest point in here is the seat. So that whole thing has to come up, leaving the seat base behind. And I don't think I have enough height up top to clear that. And another problem is once that is clear, there's not enough height to clear this counterweight if I come back. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the cab, assuming I can get it up high enough, like, or maybe I can remove some stuff off the seat or whatever to get it. I'm going to have to bring it forward, and we'll worry about that part later. But for now, how I'm going to do this. What does this thing weigh? 507 pounds. It's not exactly light. I guess this is a good stopping point for the night. Think about this for a while. It rained last night. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oh, that's close. That got me. Oh! Oh! Ah! Well, first off, I found that I could raise the crane up one extra notch on this side, and actually 2 notches on the other side, so this thing was never level to begin with. So that gave me about 4 inches. 4.5 inches of extra space, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm basically scraping by here for inches. So if the bottom of the cab, if it can clear, it's about 24 inches. So if I have 40 inches from here to there, it only needs to go up 2 feet, but then there's all the slop from the shuttle and this, which is, I don't know, 14 inches. Hopefully I can still use this because this is really convenient. It's going to be difficult. And then once I get it over, I still need to figure out how to get it out of here. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Is this supposed to be unplugged? Oh, it looks like I can. Probably just, this thing's still pretty pliable, so it should be okay to do this. Maybe not. No. Okay, so we got 24 to that, 22 to that. Be able to get this off. All right. I mean, how much electrical tape do you need? Oh, and there she goes. There's just solid dirt underneath. Got this peeled back. This is just, I don't know how all this mud got in here. Maybe they've buried it at some point in a pond. But I mean, it's just been sitting. Actually, it's not, there's no holes, so it's not rusted through yet. Probably close in a few spots. So we got a bolt here, and then I'm assuming there's one over here somewhere. Right there. Yeah. Supposed to be another bolt in here somewhere. Oh wait, is that it right there? So there was another one of those bolts in that corner. The manual just shows 4, so it seems kind of weird that there's not any in the back, but of course there's not enough space to get this in here. Do it manually. No? I did disconnect all the wires. I'll show you here that come through this little hole here. There's got to be a chassis ground in here somewhere. I don't see it, so when I start lifting, I'll just be careful. Okay, I just got ratchet straps on here as tight as possible because I have a very limited amount of space. And I mean, these should hold. These are 1,000-pound straps. Hopefully I don't rip a weld out. And if this looks janky, you should see what I'm standing on right now. think I'm doing it wrong, because that plate, I think that's supposed to stay, and part above it's supposed to come off, because like the pedals are all on there. So I must be missing a bolt. Ooh, is that the ground strap right there? No, that should stay. Yep. So there's one bolt right here, and then I missed another bolt right there. That should be it. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but there was 2 more big bolts in the background right there in this other corner. I already got those. So it's 8 bolts holding this down. Whoopsies. Uh-oh. Aha. Oh, much better. All right, my center of balance is off. Do some measurements here real quick. Probably can't see that. We need to go about 21 inches up from where we are. 11. There we go. Okay, it's moving. We got 17. Whoa! Let's use this. Okay, got a couple quick links that should fix this. All right, got it on there. I had to kind of shave down a part to get it to fit. So let's see what kind of clearance we have. So we can probably go we got about 19 to 20. All right, I need like 1 more inch, so maybe we see if we can reduce this. This is the highest point. Is it bending? That might do it. So we're at 20 right there. That's the highest point. We have 20 up top. Oh yeah. We got at least a 1/2 inch on that, no problem. All right, let's start cranking. Oh, maybe I should close this door. Yep, there we go. Slide this forward a little bit. I think that'll clear it. Whoa. Oh yeah, we're gonna clear. Looks like I missed 1 wire. Oh yeah, that's the that would be the ground. Yep. Brake on. Oh, that was the brake was off? The brake was on this whole time. Whoops. No wonder it was sliding so hard. Okay, good news is that kind of worked. Bad news is I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. I had thought there'd be enough clearance that way so it would clear like right here. Maybe it still will if I kind of push it. Oh yeah, it's just the balance. The balance is off. Okay. I can kind of see better just the state of stuff in here. This will clean off really easy with the pressure washer though. And I was actually expecting more rust, but this base plate looks like about a 1/4 inch thick steel, so it's not going to be rusted through. So just clean it off and seal it. Unfortunately, the bed of this trailer is just about, well, it's not just about, it's like a 6 inches off the grouser height. But I think I can make this work. Unfortunately, the last thing I hauled in here was gravel. So, you know, probably should have cleaned it out beforehand. Too late now. Oh, that's not gonna fit. I gotta move it. Yes. Don't fall on me, please. Scrape. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. This thing is moving around. Eagle has landed. Hoping I can just kind of push it on. I don't have dollies down here. But I mean, it's only 500 pounds. I should be able to kind of push it. Really, the problem is going to be all this gravel. Why didn't I clean this out first? Push! Oh my gosh! A little slippery up here. Push! Oh yeah, it's working kind of. It's a bad day if this thing tips. There we go. Whoa. And we're on. Beautiful. Look at that. Should probably put this on just in case. Well, it worked. It's kind of at the barn here. I still need to figure out a way to unload it, but frankly, that's a problem for future Matt. It's not going to get any more damage than it already is just by sitting out here in the elements. Oh, should probably. There we go. So besides cosmetics, what did this buy me? It's going to make it a lot easier to replace all the pilot lines, which they run from there and then they come up into through these tubes. You can see one over there. That'll make it a lot easier. Clean up the wiring, since I'm basically going to have to redo most of the wiring. I think I will eventually pull the valve block out, but that's going to be a project unto itself because I need to sort all these hydraulic lines and then the pilot lines before I remove those to pull the block out. So it probably makes sense to pull out just to be complete. Okay, well, over the week I found a wrecking yard and got some stuff here. Unfortunately, I was under a huge time commitment when I went and I only got a couple minutes of footage of it. It was a pretty cool place though, so let me show that real quick and then we'll check these parts out. This looks like the right place. All right, this is a -5, but I think this tank's gonna fit. It's got one dent in there, not a big one. I can pop that out probably, or just leave it. The hydraulic tank's a different shape on this Dash 5, but I measured the fuel tank and it looks good. The owner of this place just left me out here. I was with some tools to unhook this thing. A lot of stuff here. Good news is he's got all these cylinders, so if I do have a problem with like something wrong with mine, I can come grab another one here. This interior looks a lot nicer than mine. Anything else I need in here? This one's different. He's got about 2 or 3 other Dash 2s that we've been picking other parts off. See the difference. So this has like a, is this AC up front? Wow, it'd be so much easier to work on this with the counterweight off. All right, so that was successful. We got fuel tank that has dents in it, but it's salvageable. We got a side panel, the worst side panel I had. We got a replacement for that. Radiator cap, or the whole radiator top assembly, which mine was all smashed and it wouldn't never seal. And what else did we get? Oh, the top hood, which is a little bit rusty, but I think it's the right one. It looks like the right one. Heavy equipment specialties, very helpful. What did I pay? 450 bucks for everything. Okay, so it's a little bit of a mess in here, but I'll just run through what I got. So first thing is this side panel. This is the pump panel. This is what mine looked like. It's pretty folded up. I mean, I could spend some time on this, but for how cheap this stuff was, it makes a lot more sense to just buy one. So here's the one I got. Definitely not let me get the light out, you can see. Definitely not perfect. Big dent there, that corner, but way more workable than this one. And I mean, the price was right. So that's the pump side. He did have an engine side panel, but mine is actually not too bad. I think this one's about the same as that other one. It's, you know, just right there. I mean, this is no problem. I can fix that. The other really bad panel was the hood, and this is mine. It's just completely smashed. I mean, this is also, I could have spent some time working it out, but he said he had one, and let me show it. I'm not sure if it's actually right yet. So this is the one I bought. It's completely straight, but I got it home and I was like, oh, I think it's actually wrong. It was like a slightly different size with the tape measure, but I think mine is just so flattened. Like, there's supposed to be like a bend. Like I was measuring it here where it's completely flattened there. I think this might actually be right. So we'll find out, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm pretty sure it's right. I think the most important thing I got was this. I was really happy I found this. This is the top of the hydraulic tank. Mine has been smashed by that tree that hit it, and I think it's important for this to seal. I don't want water to get into the tank. And I mean, there's no coming back from that. There's no way I can fix that. So I got this. This is nice and straight. Yeah, this is one of the first things I bought actually, was a new hydraulic cap. So yeah, I already got the lid for that. The other big thing I was looking for was a fuel tank. I might have mentioned it in the video, but this was a Dash 5, like a 100 or 120-5 fuel tank. It looks like the dimensions were all the same. There is some differences, and I haven't looked inside yet. It might be rusted out as well in there. This one's also dented, but the dent is like, it's a really simple dent. Let me get a good angle on it. It's just something impacted it right there. So I think that's way easier to fix and, you know, at least make look somewhat straight. I mean, it's cratered through right there, and then just, that's something I probably could not fix. So the mounting bolt hole pattern is the same as on the other one. The actual like XYZ dimensions are the same. By the way, this one actually has a drain. Mine just had like a stick shoved in there, if you remember. Still has diesel in it, I can tell. Okay, so the dimensions are the same, but the thing I didn't check is, does the contour of the side panel fit? Yes, it does perfectly. So the differences I did see between it, there's like this one bolt here, which this was the bolt that was holding the entire fuel tank down. There's two here. There's these 4 brackets here. Nothing over here. This has this little fuel gauge, which that doesn't have. I don't really care. Besides that, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference in like they've bumped out different areas here versus just that. Like I said, I was in a huge hurry when I was there, so I did not get a chance to look in here. This was like a last minute thing where he just said, oh, by the way, I have a -5. I don't know if that tank will fit. Not a good sign there, but, oh, mine didn't have this. Well, this one's just rusty instead of covered in tar like mine was. So when I drained this, it was all diesel that came out, no water, but there's a lot of chunkage down there, I see. Overall, not great. Yeah, do you see all that garbage down there? There's a drain hole. So it's about, let's look at this one again. I mean, it's basically the same. Actually, the bottom of mine probably is worse. Let's tilt this over a little bit. Take a look at the bottom. There. Yeah, it's about the same. Probably hard to see on camera, but I've really looked with my eye on both of these. So I think the bottoms are about the same on both of them, but the sides and the top are better on the old one. Either way, they both need to be cleaned out and probably have a liner put in. So I guess my current plan is to use this one and try to repair this dent first. If I can't, then maybe I'll just keep this one without messing with it. As far as working on this dent, I'm not an auto body guy. I do have one of those little weldable stud guns where you like weld a little stud and then you can use a slide hammer and pull dents out. So maybe either that, or possibly can you fill it with water and then put some air pressure in to pop it out? I'm not sure. If you have an idea, let me know. By the way, huge regret when I was there. I think I might have gotten it in the footage, but if not, when I was pulling the tank off the -5, I went around back and there was a hydraulic pump just sitting there. No engine or anything. It was basically, I mean, 5 minutes of work to get it out. And I should have just grabbed it. I don't know what I was thinking. It would have been awesome to pull it out and rebuild it, or at least try to rebuild it. I don't have any plans on rebuilding this one, but because it's, you know, it's a really complicated unit, I don't want to mess it up. But if I could have done it, then I could have, you know, maybe swapped that one in, rebuilt this one on the side, or I might be going back to get that though. All right, last thing, I have not looked inside this tank yet. I should probably do that. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of milky fluid, but that's okay. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this video. The plan for the next one is to get back on the engine here. I think I got all of the parts I need in for it, at least what I have planned to do. So it's ready to go, you know, mostly. Hopefully that goes okay. But anyways, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon.